Turn that up just a little bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, gotta open up a new chat over here. Bam. And what about that press conference yesterday? There's so much stuff too. What they said to unpack. There's so much stuff to unpack here after that press conference. Good morning, Vic. Good morning. I'm here for you guys today. Yesterday, first day back, I was like just spewing all my thoughts from all the days between uh, us beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just think back how we felt. You know what I'm saying? When we beat Tampa Bay with Cooper Rush, and knowing Tampa Bay was probably a playoff team, was like, okay, maybe we make a couple little changes here and there. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling what might happen. Hold on just a second. There's no telling what might happen. Thought I heard my dogs. Don't look at that. Don't look at that mess. All right. I just put everything in that corner. I got to take it upstairs, so don't look at that mess. But Jay says Schottenheimer will be solid, just like McCarthy was. But Jerry and Steven are so condescending that they're going to neuter him and blame Dak for it. Oh yeah, 100%. Jace just let me put that on the screen. I know it's probably on the screen already. Hold on, Jace. You just. There we go. I'm gonna say it again. Schottenheimer will be solid, which he will be because he's not going to change. He's not going to drastically change anything. They're going to run the same ship that they ran back. I think I said that yesterday back with Tony Romo. They ran the same things. They're going to be running the same things now. So it should be solid. You know, just like McCarthy was. But Jerry and Steven are so condescending. They're going to neuter him because they know better. Because I mean, they obviously. I mean, from what you saw yesterday of how Jerry made that press conference about him, and then how Jerry has also said that nobody has done a better job at GM, or nobody could have done a better job at GM than him. When we have been, Michael Irvin said 30 years. I think we can safely say 30 years we hadn't been to the NFC Championship game because the chances of us going this year are slim and none. And Slim was talking down, and Slim was very condescending to us yesterday. But that's perfect. What's up, Christy? That's perfect. That's a perfect comment. What's up, Still the King? Schottenheimer is a puppet. You can't not be a puppet in Dallas. You know, I don't want to say that to make Schottenheimer look bad. And again, like of all the options that Jerry actually gave us, Schottenheimer was the one I wanted. I hope that I heard that Still the King. I'm hearing good things about using motions. I'm hearing good things about running the football. I'm hearing good things. But here's the thing, Still the King, about that. McCarthy's offense wasn't broken. Okay? McCarthy's offense was a really good offense. Dak did the best he's ever done in McCarthy's offense. So it's not like we got to make sure we do those same things that made us so good with McCarthy and then add on top of that. If we just add these exotic stuff and all that kind of things and then don't do the stuff that McCarthy was doing to be so successful in the passing game, I mean, come on, guys. For us to have won 7 games this year was just like, that might have been his best coaching year in Dallas, in my opinion. Oh man, 30 years of failure will result in at least 8 GMs. Exactly, double star. Exactly. Me Mug, you're glad the Eagles won? Uh, I think I was pulling for the Commanders, but I don't know which. Me Mug, it was really conflicting because I didn't know which one would make us feel worse. Watching the Eagles do it again for 2 times in 3 years, or watching the Commanders go from nowhere and come and pass us and get there. You know, they'd already passed us to get to the MC Championship game with basically our guys. So that would hurt worse. But what felt better is the 55 points put on Quinn. That felt normal. Even Bill Parcells, you know, that's the days that I actually started this channel was during this channel is old. This channel is old. I started this channel during the Bill Parcells days. It was actually the end of the Bill Parcells days when they first came back to Oxnard. It was the first year that Terrell Owens came to Dallas. That was my first year of the Dallas Cowboys show, and I was out there in Oxnard, and I saw the change in the organization from Bill Parcells, which was, it was all about him. He was taking all the blows, and you should do that, a head coach. You should be all over your players, but you should protect your players from the media, and you should let the media attack you. And that's what he was doing. The media, he would challenge. His press conferences, you didn't want to miss his press conferences, because if anybody dared to go at Bill in a press conference, it was something to see. But then when he got crossed by Jerry, bringing it was over. And you should have seen that all those guys that was here, he just disappeared. Sean Payton's, all those guys just disappeared. All the good stuff that we had in Dallas just disappeared, and Jerry replaced him with one of his hires and all his people around him. And that was our only little window. I only would have went, and that's why Bill Parcells, when he says Bill Parcells wasn't Bill Parcells, that's why Bill Parcells retired. He said, no, if I can't do anything, and especially when, the whole getting T.O. thing, that was just too much for Parcells. And he basically was a lame duck coach that last year. Yeah, Kellen Moore is not. As long as Kellen Moore is not in the middle, I'm okay with the change too. Yeah, I'm okay with that too, because we saw his offense in work. Draft. We're gonna be talking draft real soon, Clarence. Shotty is very. Isn't that crazy though? Be real. How about that? For you've been passed over. Rex Ryan. Okay, this is how old Shotty is. Rex Ryan said that him and Shotty was up for the Jets job, and Rex Ryan got the job. And what year was it when Rex was coaching the Jets? So just think, you've been floating around the NFL that long, going into college. When you don't have an NFL job, you go down to college and work a year, because he hadn't been not working ever. So if he's not working in NFL, he'll go down and work I think he worked for Georgia or somebody like that, some other college teams, and then come back to the NFL the next year. But just think about that. That was your life. And then all of a sudden you get the offensive coordinator job for the Dallas Cowboys, which is just a title job that you had very little responsibility, because the head coach ran his offense, and the head coach called the plays, and the head coach was basically in charge of the offense, and you was assisting the head coach. And then the next day he's gone and you're the man. Just wow. Still the King said you was here back then. No, we can't go O-line. We need to find any O-line help. We need to find in free agency now. We've done what we needed to do with O-line, and our O-line is too young at this point. We need some veterans. We need some older guys. No Shedeur Sanders. Oh my goodness. If you're gonna do Shedeur Sanders, you don't do Shoddy. You go get Dion. You actually want a sexy Rexy. Yeah, it's very. Rick Charlton says, unfortunately, he thinks that Shotty Howard is a Campo 2.0. Yeah, that when somebody said that as soon as it happened, and I was like, very, very Campo like, because during the Dave Campo years, Jerry Jones was the coach. So right now, Jerry's too old to be the coach like he was then, but the front office is clearly in control, and they will dictate what they would strongly suggest what Brian Schottenheimer should and shouldn't do. It was done during that butt fumble season. Yep. You gonna blame the butt fumble on the offense coordinator? Okay. Hey, what's up, Moises? Moises said what he did like about the press conference is he got hints, finally realizing what we need to improve on the running game. Exactly, Moises. Yes. I kind of dipped into that earlier about motions, about running the football and things of that sort. So, if we can get some kind of run-focused, Callahan-type offensive coordinator that knows how to run with Shoddy and understand that, these things are just to me. I was thinking about this morning. To me, these things are just obvious to me. To me, this morning, I would have kept Mike McCarthy, but I would have had Mike McCarthy in the negotiations. I would have had every single game time management issue that he had, every single one of them. And I would demand that he get someone on his staff with him that is a perfectionist at time management. Because in this case right here, McCarthy, all you had to do is take knees and we would have won the game. And you somehow figured out how to lose it by throwing the ball in situations we didn't even have to throw the football. How many times has that happened? We've lost football games because Mike McCarthy chose to throw the ball when he could have just taken a knee. Running is even better because running, at least you have a chance. Taking a knee is just giving up. We could have given up on a play and still been in a better position to win the football game. So running in those situations is perfect. So now that we have Schottenheimer and these new dudes, maybe we have somebody that understands that running in those situations, even if we don't get the first down, even if we still drain the clock and make it tougher for the other team. We still drain the clock and allow our defense to sit over there and take a breath and get a drink and all that kind of stuff and scheme and talk and get themselves ready for the next play. Not just how many times have I said, I would have had every time when I think his first season here or second season here, when he first got here, he had like a 30-something second possession at the end of a football game, and we ended up losing the football game. I think it was against the Jaguars or something like that, if my mind is clear on me. But I would have had all those situations when Mike McCarthy did that, just lost the game for us to offset all the good that he's doing, to know that all we need to do is keep your good and now tweak this stuff. Get somebody in here and help you this stuff because you're hurting us right here, sir. You're hurting us. That's what I would have done. But us, we're just opposite. We're gonna just get rid of the dude and pick somebody up from within, and then they're gonna make Brian Schottenheimer call the plays off junk. Now he's a This is how you know it's not going to work. This is how you know it's not going to work and it's messed up from the top. And you always know it from this level, from when it's put together. It's not going to work when a first-time head coach is charged with the responsibility of coaching a football team, coaching a game, and then at the same time calling the plays in a game. So he has to have two different minds working at the same time. How is that going to work? One side is going to fail. You need to have to hone in on play calling. When we're not on offense, you need to be thinking about what did work, what didn't work. You need to be looking at things and say, okay, we did that. There's so many things that you should be doing in a football game, when the defense is out there, whatever. A head coach cannot do that. when the offense goes when it goes to defense, a head coach has to pay attention to what's going on in the football game and the defense. He can't keep his mind on what offensive calls he made and all that kind of stuff. You need somebody that's thinking about that and thinking about that only. So we've lost. And it's the front office already. I'm telling you right here, right now, we've lost already, and it's the front office. Because that's too much for a first-time head coach. Sorry, let me go back to the thing. We need a dynamic running back like Genty. Yeah, I'm gonna get in that. You see what Saquon did for Philly. Yes, I'm all in on Genty. It's just with Genty. We'll talk about this more. And where I am right now is I would like Genty to be the best player on board when we get him. Because if there's like a wide receiver like that kid from Ohio State, if don't get me wrong, if T Mac from Arizona is still there, if one of those big monster wide receivers actually falls, which can happen, and Genty is right there, there's no way in this world I don't pick one of those wide receivers before I pick Genty. Because I know that this draft is slam full of running backs. And if we get another monster wide receiver to go with CD, it's just going to make whoever we get at running back even better. Because they're going to be too worried about where our passing game is going. It's going to have open lanes. They're going to have open lanes to run. Genty, without a good wide receiver too, which we don't have a good wide receiver too, he's going to be more of the focus of offense. So it'll be tougher for him. So it's all chemistry. It's all how it works or whatever. So I'm all for Genty in first round if he's the best player available. If he's not the best player available, if there's a player better than him, not offensive line and not defensive line, because those players take time to develop. We don't have time for that. Dak Prescott's got 2 more years, 2.5, 3 more years. And this coach, I don't know. And Michael Parsons, we're going to ruin his career too. So we got to do it. It's got to be done right now. Yeah, and that's another thing, everybody. Irv Bain says Dak is only 30. He can still run, but I don't think Jerry didn't want him to. Again, losing from the top. Dak Prescott is not too old to run. Dak Prescott is not too old to run. Derrick Henry is not too old to run. It just depends on the actual individual. If that individual takes care of that body or whatever. Or just the will. Like Patrick Mahomes ain't got a running skill in his body, but he still runs. Patrick Mahomes has more of a dad bod than I have at my age. And he still knows how to run and how to get the ball. Dak Prescott was one of the best runners in college football when he was in college. He was right there with Marcus Mariota with running the football. The dude knows how to run the football. He is being told not to run. He is being held back from run. And last year, I said this yesterday, last year, Dak Prescott, Genty can pick up the blitz. Dak Prescott tore his hamstring off the bone from the stress of throwing the football from the pocket. He wasn't running and whatever. He was just contorting his body because he was trying to get out of a sack and this and that and trying to get the ball out. So come on, man. If that's going to happen, just run. Because if he's running, at least he's in control. He can go down. He can get out of the way. He can slide if he needs to. He can avoid that contact. When you're a sitting duck in the pocket and the receivers ain't open, which our receivers are never open other than CD, then you give your quarterback more chances to get his block knocked off. So that's one thing with this regime. I want to hear Dak Prescott is going to run. I want to hear it. I'm sorry. I want to hear it. Don't give me, he might get hurt. He got hurt last year. He always might get hurt. But when you look at the NFC Championship weekend, every single quarterback was a runner. Every last one of them. Patrick Mahomes a little bit different than the rest of them, but Patrick Mahomes is just Patrick Mahomes won the two Super Bowls ago when he lost Tyreek Hill. He went through the season and won the Super Bowl by running and extending plays and getting short first downs. He was working the system. Patrick Mahomes understands how to do that. That's why when you leave him the ball at the end of a game, he's going to come down there and at least get a field goal. Because he understands that part of the game about how, let me just get to that line and keep this ball going. And he'll do this and do some stupid stuff and just jump around or whatever. But every single quarterback, Josh Allen is an intense weapon. Jalen Hurts is an intense weapon. Allen and Hurts are elite closers at the goal line because of their running ability. Dak Prescott could be one of those type guys with his physical nature. Definitely, if we had the scheme to support it. And Jaden Daniels is just he's another Lamar. Well, Lamar light, not as stocky as Lamar. But my point is, all these running backs are running. The passing, the guy that sits in the pocket, the defenses are too fast now. The schemes are too crazy. You got to be able to get out of that pocket if things don't work, if you don't see what you need to see or whatever. You can't force the ball in there. You get interceptions like Dak Prescott throws or whatever in crucial situations. It's just you have to be able to run the football. Period. No, I don't believe that. Be real, Dak. When you looked at that, if you look at just be real, minds. Look at Dak's passes against Cooper Rush's passes and think about Dak's arm strength. And if his arm strength does start to fall, they'll see that on Madden and it will drop to like 86, like Brock Purdy. Oh, he heard it on the run before, and then he completed tore it. Well, still the pass tore it off the bone. You could see it. It was just like just grimaced as he threw the ball. No, Adam, we're not. We're deep into this nightmare, and that's what I said, Adam. When we beat the Buccaneers let's go back. When we beat the Buccaneers, we were like, well, maybe next year. You know, this was a bad season, and we still beat the Buccaneers, so we're not all that bad. And then this happens, and it's all from the top. Everything is from the top. You people love to blame the players. You love Dak Prescott as the problem that Dallas hadn't been to an NFC Championship in 29 years. It's all Dak Prescott's fault. You love to just crucify the players. And the front office does stupid things. I will repeat, making a first-time coach who didn't call plays before, making him coach the football team and call plays at the same time is just a losing mentality right there. Because if you understand how a person has to function, you'll know that if a person is thinking about one thing, they can, especially a head coach, thinking about the game. Okay, if I score here, if I do this, or if they do this, you have to stay. And I said this on my video, you have to stay like 2 or 3 plays ahead on offense, on defense of what you need to do. As a coach, you need to be focused in. But then at the same time, you got to call the plays. You got to keep in your memory bank what plays have been successful, what plays haven't been successful. When do you have time to go look at the highlights and look at the replays of the plays you called and what the defense did and what the defense didn't do? When does a head coach get a chance to do that when they're on the sidelines? Because I know when the offensive coordinator's up in the booth, he's not even paying attention to that. That defense out there on the football field he don't care nothing about what's going on at that point. He's like, okay, when we get the ball back, we got to do this. Oh man, look, look, they put 3 safeties right here. I didn't even notice that. They have 3 safeties right there. We can't run the ball right there. We got to go. All the scheme is going on. But the front office has told the coach that you're going to call plays and you're going to coach the football team. It's not going to work. And just about every, and it's so funny because I'm just thinking back right here to every coaching hire. And it's something stupid like that. Even the best coaching, I'll go back to the best coaching hire, and something stupid like that happened. It was with Bill Parcells. Hired Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was a Super Bowl winning coach that was famous for what type of defense? The 3-4. His 3-4 with Banks and Taylor and all them guys, and it was just crazy good. He was like, other than Buddy Ryan, his 3-4 was the 3-4 defense of that era, whatever. You hire this coach and you say, I know you run a 3-4, but look at this guy. My guy is Mike Zimmer. He runs the greatest 4-3 in the world. If you could teach him how to run the 3-4, I think it'd be great. That was so stupid. Mike Zimmer is a 4-3 coach. They're totally different schemes. You can't just jump and be a 4-3 coach and then turn and be a 3-4 coach and then go back and no. You coach your scheme. So even every coaching hire, the front office does something that is just like no, where you can just say no, it's not going to work. So this is what I'm telling you right now. It's not going to work. He's not going to be able to coach a first-time coach. He's not going to be able to coach a football team and call plays at the same time. At least calling Henry is Dak's fault. Everything's Dak's fault. If y'all talk about it, deep ball, who's going to go deep to even see his arm string? Oh no, yeah, exactly. Y'all call exactly Irving. What deep ball receiver do we have? And Irving, I do clearly recall Dak putting the ball, a deep ball, directly in Turpin's face mask. It literally hit Turpin in the face mask, and he couldn't come down with the ball. So I don't know what you want a quarterback to do. I don't know. Exactly. It's just Rick Charles says, fellas, Dak is as good, if not better than Goff. That's a good example. That's why we need him to run, because if he runs, he'll be better than Goff, because Goff can't run. It's the team, though, the play calling, the coach support. Tom Brady wouldn't be Tom Brady. Derrick Henry wouldn't be Derrick Henry. Just all that stuff is going on in Dallas. For example, Ben Johnson's offensive scheme will absolutely not have the same success the Lions have had. A premier offensive line compared to the 32 ranked offensive line with the Bears. Exactly. That matters. Your roster matters tremendously. Oh, Texas T. Texas T says that they're tired of being the laughingstock of the league, and we are at our lowest at this point, because we are literally a joke. Again, Tom Briggs, how do you know that's not the receiver? You know what I'm saying? It's like we're so conditioned by Stephen A. Smith to just trash Dak because everything's Dak. But what good deep ball receiver has been in Dallas that Dak has been missing? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'll repeat. He put the ball on the face mask of Turpin in a crucial situation, and Turpin couldn't come down with it. I don't know what you want other than that. Yeah, no one's talking about how McCarthy and that's why, James Runyon, no one's talking about how McCarthy and Schottenheimer are basically best friends and no bad blood, that Mike's out and Brian's in. Yeah, because Mike wanted out. Mike wanted out. I go back to also, you remember when it's just like Mike is, I I am not upset that Mike is gone. Mike is such a weird guy that he doesn't. You can't. The truth in Mike is just weird because Dak Prescott. You remember Dak Prescott after Dak Prescott got his contract, he went out on a limb and told the organization that they should sign Mike McCarthy, and not only sign Mike McCarthy and give him more power. Remember that? And give him more leeway of what to do. And then Mike McCarthy pushes back on that. Well, I don't know what he's talking about. I have all the power. I can do whatever. He just made it seem like that it was just a weird. It was just a weird. You could have just stayed quiet on that one or something. But to push back against Dak when he was trying to help you out or whatever, and then it turns out that you are salty and you wanted to leave. They did Zimmer wrong. Dude wanted to be the coach. Yeah. The last deep ball guy was Cooper. Yeah, Cooper ball. Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, Cooper had a great. Cooper has not enjoyed the success he enjoyed in Dallas yet, outside of Dallas. Yeah, and that's just so weird too that you can give this Super Bowl winning coach only 2 years, but then you gonna give the taking a chance coach 4 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. James Runyon just said at the same time. It's just everything is just so strange. Everything is just so strange. But Tom Briggs said Gallup was a good deep threat before the injury. But I lost count of how many times Dak overthrew him when he was deep open. But before the injury, Gallup was a monster. So therefore, Dak had to be hitting him a whole lot for him to get all the yards that he was getting before. You just focusing on the miss. You know what? Uh, um, what's his name? Bills coach Josh Allen. Josh Allen overthrew a lot in the game. He did. Josh Allen overthrew it, and on that final drive when he got 3 points, he overthrew a lot. You know why? Because quarterbacks do that, and you cannot blame Josh Allen not one iota in that game. Okay, it's just that when certain quarterbacks do it on certain teams, it is amplified. But all quarterbacks overthrow receivers all the time. All the time. It's just that when we see Dak do it, it's like, ah! But he's gonna continue to do it. I'm sorry. Because that's the nature of the quarterback position. That's why I like us to run the ball more than throw the ball, because every time you throw the ball, you put the ball in more jeopardy than running the ball. That's why you see Philadelphia doing so well, barely throwing the ball, only throwing the ball in certain situations where they must throw the ball. Other than that, they running it down your throat, beating up your defense, draining the clock, winning football. Gaslighting. Remember when I said it wasn't a rebuild? Yeah, and then remember when they called it a soft rebuild? Crash override. This is in no way a soft rebuild. Dallas, exactly. We should have let McCarthy go last year. I am in no way saying McCarthy should have stayed here. Let me get this thing off the screen now. Yeah, Goff overthrow a lot. I mean, you can't, and you don't know what to blame on these throws at all. Also, all we see is the pass didn't connect, and when we see a pass don't connect, we just blame the quarterback. But it could be a bad route. It could be miscommunications. It could be, it could be so many different things in a play that goes wrong. Cooper said him and Dak was like peanut butter and jelly. No, man, Earthball, I thought he called him the black What was that rumor that he called him the Black Kirk Cousins? Hey, what's up, Kathy Tashard Choice? Our boy Tashard Choice, a running backs coach. You know I'm a fan of him. I just don't know what he's done, Kathy. I don't know what Tashard. I hadn't looked at his coaching history. I didn't even know he was a coach, but I like him. He's a smart kid. He was a smart guy. I call him a kid, but he's not a kid anymore. He's an old man. Yeah, Aikman still to this day, Aikman is the most accurate quarterback I've ever seen. Okay, and if you look at his completion percentage, it's not really that high. But when we were watching the games, we saw when he needed to go in on a spot, it was perfectly placed at the right spot where he do. Were there overthrows? Of course there were overthrows, and there was balls that were put in bad spots or whatever. But for the most part, when he needed to zone in and be accurate at one point, he was extremely accurate. Dak ain't that. Dak ain't that. I'll say Dak is a runner. As far as his natural ability, he's a runner and a good passer. Troy Aikman was just an elite thrower of the football. All right, guys, I got to go. I got to take the kids to school this morning. Wifey has to do publicity stuff. She can't be a mother today. She's got to go be a superstar today, so I got to do all the work. I literally do. Since she's been back, I've literally been doing nothing. If you don't see my show and the graphics and all that stuff like start just like slowly like going up, then I'm a complete loser because she is absolutely doing everything. I married correctly. All right, guys, have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go more into, because I want to study more into what Shadi was talking about with the offense and seeing what we're going to, because this is very important about what kind of offense we're going to run, because once we know what kind of offense is going to run, we can go into this draft and free agency and see the players that we might need that will be able to run said offense. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow morning.